We welcome you worldwide and we thank you so much for making time. I got a tweet here that is very important to read. Once again, it's someone else taking shots at the CPL and making fun of this league in Canadian soccer. And it comes from MLSR writers at Forto Terra. Anthony, may you please read my concern and address this on your show? I will. And here's what he sent me. Anthony, I need your advice. I have this young guy in his late 20s, born in Poland. He immigrated to Canada when he was 13 with his parents. He's now a Canadian citizen as of 10 years ago. Every Saturday, he devotes his time to the local soccer community in my district. He trains the referees at the local level as well. He really cares about the grassroots in our community, and I commend him for his great effort and his compassion to the local soccer community. Yesterday, I approached him and talked to him about the CPL. He started to laugh at me and called me crazy. He even said that the whole CPL is a complete joke and it will never be better than the Premiership, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, etc., etc. Other than that, he even thinks that MLS is a Mickey Mouse crappy league. I was really upset with him that I wanted to tell him, so why are you in this country if our league system is so bad? But I didn't. I held back from being ignorant. Good on you. The bottom line is, Anthony, how do you win over these types of Eurocentric snobs? What does the CPL need to do to win over these types of people? Can you please address this problem on your show? Well, I'll try the best I can, and I appreciate your tweet. This is a problem that goes back many, many, many years, and it's still a disease here in Canada. It's a disease here in Ontario, where you get people from all sorts of background that have immigrated here, not just recently, but 40, 50 years ago. Italians, Scottish, English, South American, Portuguese, German, Russian, Ukrainian. Everywhere all over the world, they've immigrated to this beautiful country of mine that I was born and raised in with my 2 sons and wife. And they come here and they say, I have the secret ingredient to all the problems of Canadian soccer from grassroots all the way up. Listen to me, the Croatian, the Serbian fellow says, the Italian, the Spanish, you name it. They all say that. And meanwhile, my response to them has been for the last 35 to 40 years is, have a look at what we've done in the World Cup stage. Absolutely nothing for years and years and years. Have a look at the players we've developed over the years that we've basically had, maybe a handful, that have been a real success story overseas and come back here to Canada, and basically no one could care less. I could name them, but I think you know who they are. They're already in the Hall of Fame, and one will be in there very soon, I'm sure, and that's Atiba Hutchinson. So how do you win over these Eurocentric snobs, he wants to know? It's very simple. It's time we have our own league coast to coast for our coaches, for our players, administrators, and for our academies and for our youth clubs, so players can aspire to play for a Victoria, a Vancouver, a Winnipeg, a Vaughan, you name it, a London, a Kitchener. You can go on and put the city you want in there. It is so important that these people of different backgrounds, Polish, Irish, you name it, insert the nationality you wish, that are coaching at the youth club level, at the academy level, that they have come here to this beautiful country to live here peacefully, in harmony, and enjoy all the benefits of this country that it gives to you, you must give back. You must try and help the best way you can to help develop players, to do the best you can to try and work with everything that you have at your disposal, at your club and at your academies. How do you win them over? It's simple. Wouldn't it be nice for that immigrant that has just come here to Canada, that has watched Serie A, that has watched the Bundesliga, La Liga, Premiership, on and on, to start coaching at young age, let's say at 4 or 5, and have, that player or 2 or 3 or 4 be with them for 5, 10 years. And then they can graduate that player onto the national team, onto a pro contract with a CPL club and say, look, this is my contribution. And how rewarding would that be? Look, we know the CPL will never be these leagues that this Twitter fellow mentioned in here. It's not going to be these type of leagues. We understand that. And, what his friend's saying that MLS is a Mickey Mouse league, I would say that in the first few years that MLS had a lot of problems even to win me over. But I would say right now, MLS in the last 5 to 8 years has really made a lot of great strides in a lot of great cities all over North America. Has won over fans by bringing over players like Kaká, Jovinko, Pirlo, on, Dos Santos, and they continuously are trying to do more and more each and every year. I applaud them for that. It's not a Mickey Mouse League. It's a Mickey Mouse League if you don't embrace it and understand what it has to offer in the North American soccer culture, the North American soccer scope. It's never going to be like Europe. It's never going to be like South America. It's like our hockey here in Canada and even in the US of A, in Sweden and in Russia, is huge, is massive, is wonderful to watch from the young ages all the way up. So if I go to, let's say, I'll just throw out a country there, Portugal or Poland or maybe Japan, wherever, do you think they're going to have everything at their disposal to gain support for that, maybe that new hockey league that's starting out in Japan, in Portugal, wherever? No. So you have to chip away at naysayers like this. And again, how do you do that? It's simple. Get them involved. Get them excited to rally around that team that's going to be in your city. Don't be a Euro snob, a South American snob, an Asian snob, you name it when it comes to the game we love, soccer, football, footy. Try to embrace what you have here in Canada and in North America, and try to input as best you can in areas that you can help out with. Instead of being a naysayer, negative, instead of saying, well, Canadian kids, US kids, they'll never understand how to play the game like I did in Poland or like I did in this country or in that country. You never know that. Maybe in 10, 15 years from now, maybe a lot of these countries like Canada, the US of A, will catch up to countries in Europe. Hey, look at Iceland. Look at Iceland, what they've done. We need our own league. Guys like you, to try to convince you, I'll try once and twice to invite you to a game to try to convince you to come and watch, to support, to see what these CPL clubs are doing, not only at the pro level, but the trickle-down effect that they're making a difference in their community with youth clubs and academies. And then hopefully I can change your mind to support the CPL. But after maybe a couple times of trying to convince you, if you don't want, and you just want to love your European leagues and your South American leagues, then love them. Then love them. No problem. No problem. Love them. But stay out of the way of us that want to make sure that Canada has its own league, that has success, that wants to see smiles on young boys' faces when they sign that first contract with that CPL club at the ages of 16, 17, 18, 19. I should call them young men, not young boys. And be so proud of that club or that academy they came from. That is my answer. And again, I feel bad that people feel like this, that it's a joke, that it's Mickey Mouse. You know what? Maybe at the beginning it's going to have some bumps and bruises and some pitfalls here and there. But eventually it'll all work out and all smooth out. And it'll be the best thing for this country. It'll be the most important thing for this country. And it'll be something the young players can say, hey, if MLS doesn't want me, if I'm not good enough for them, if they feel that they have no place for me, we know where the NASL is, that's fine. I have the CPL.